everybody! Today I will be telling you about the Lion King family tree. Now, let me start. Here it is. Now watch very closely. Let's get into it. Da, 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 da. I'm going to tell you a very big secret, so be very quiet. Now, whenever you see these two signs, I'm going to show you the mark of the guard. That lion will be the leader of the lion guard. The crowns, that lion will be the king or the queen. Here are the symbols. So, shh. Okay, so let's get started. The Lion King family tree, bringing to you now. It all started with two brothers, one named Mohatu and one named Choyo. This is Mohatu. And this is Choyo. Choyo was a selfish king. He was way too proud of himself and he didn't want to give anything to anyone. This selfishness is what led to Mohatu and Choyo having a giant battle. With Mohatu winning, he kicked Choyo out of the Pride Lands for good. And then Mohatu became king. He ruled the Pride Lands and was fair to all of his subjects, but he still needed to choose a queen. In the Outlands, Choyo had found a small group of lions. He had claimed their land and he had become king of the Outlands. And so he called. And so he chose a mate to be queen, and he chose Lizzie. Choyo chose Lizzie, and they had their first cub. Well, their only cub. Uru. They had Uru, but Choyo was mad. He wanted a son, so he kicked Uru and Lizzie out of the Outlands. Soon after they lit, Choyo needed a new mate, and so he got a new mate named Cowley, and they had their son, Wafa, who was going to be future king of the Outland. All Wafa wanted was to be king. When he was king, he said no more Outlands. He would rule the Pride Land. Meanwhile, in the Pride Lands, Mohatu had chosen a mate, Nandi, and they had their first cub, Ahadi. Ahadi never really wanted to be king, but he knew that he still would have to, sadly. As time went on, Ahadi became very big and strong, and Uru's mother had died, so she had to take care of her own self. One day, Ahadi saw Uru, and he invited her into the Pride Lands, where they soon began to fall in love. In the Outlands, Wafa had now become king, and he now needed to choose a mate. So he decided to choose Amalfi. He chose Amalfi, and they had their first daughter, Tula. Back in the Pride Lands, Ahadi and Ura fell in love, and they had their two cubs, Mufasa and Taka, now known as Scar. Back in the Outlands, Wafa and Amaphia had their second cub, Zira. Soon after Zira's birth, Wafa wanted more for his daughters, so he decided to attack the vagabonds. Let's find out who they are. The vagabonds lived in the grasslands. It was made up a small group of lions. As the leaders were two brothers named Nyotu and Sika. Let's look at those two lions. Nyotu was the younger brother, the happier brother, the calmer brother. He had fallen in love with another lioness named Zelisa. Zelisa and Rota had their cub, Seraphina, sweet, loving, and kind. The other brother was named Sika, who was the more valiant one. Sika had fallen in love with Alida. Alida thought that Sika was cool, so she decided to have a cub with him, and they decided to name her Sarabi. Sarabi was way more serious than her friend Seraphina. In the Outlands, Wafa had asked the hyenas to join, so they did, and then they decided to fight the grasslanders, other known as the vagabonds, so they could claim their territory. So the Outlanders and the vagabonds fought. The fight went on, and soon Alida took Sarabi and Seraphine out of the grasslands into the Pride Lands to keep them safe. In the end, the hyenas won, and the grasslands turned into the Outlands. In the Pride Lands, Alida died from a wound in the valley, so the cubs were left alone until Uru found them and invited them to Pride Rock without giving a choice to Ahadi. As time went on, Mufasa started to fall for Sarabi, and soon they grew up and fell in love. Mufasa was now king, and he chose Sarabi as his queen, and they had their son, Simba. At the same time, Seraphina had started falling for this rogue lion named Senzu, and they had their cub, Nala. Scar had just used the war on the lion guard, and he lost it, so he had nothing. But he still wanted to be king, so he went to the Outlands to ask the hyenas if he could help. In the Outlands, he met a lioness named Zira. Zira had playfully named him Scar, and she offered to help him overthrow Mufasa. After Scar had killed Mufasa, he invited Zira and the hyenas into the Pride Lands, where they had their cub, Nuka. After they had Nuka, Simba returned and fought Scar, banishing Zira to the Outlands, where she looked after her other two cubs, Kovu and Vitani. Her sister had died, so she was now the ruler of the Outlands. After Simba banished Zura, he had his first cub, Kopa. Kopa was an adventurous cub, and it was that led to Zura attacking him. She attacked him, left him in the desert to die, so that she could get back at Simba. After that, Simba and Nala had their second cub, Kiara, who was going to be future queen. Simba was very protective over his daughter, Kiara, so Kiara grew up with her younger brother, Kion. Kion was the new leader of the Lion Guard. As time goes on, Kiara was preparing for her first solo hunt. During this hunt, there was fire, and Kovu rescued her. Simba then invited Kovu into the Pride Lands, where they soon fell in love. Oh, I'm not forgetting about Kion. Kion met a crossbreed lion named Shadow, and they had a cub named Fleck. But after Fleck's birth, Shadow died from an infection, and Kion was very, very sad. Fleck was scared of everything. They called him Butterfly Boy because he was even scared of butterflies. Kion spent more time with his lion guard than with his cub Fleck after Shadow's death. He spent more time with Fuli, and then those two fell in love. Fuli felt bad for Kion, so they started falling in love, and they had their first cub, Kili. Soon after Kili's birth, a strange lion walked into the Pride Lands. Kovu, Kion, and Simba rushed to meet him. They fought until Nala stopped it and recognized him. It was Kopa. Kopa and Vitani had fallen in love, and they had their first cub, who was a boy named Keeper. At the same time, Kovu and Kiara had their two cubs, Leah and Asha. Leah was the older twin, so she would be future queen, but Asha was way more responsible than her twin sister. After Leah's presentation to the Pride Lands, Kopa asked his parents if he could go and make his own pride somewhere else. They agreed and they understood. So Kopa, Vitani, and Keeper all went to the jungle where they started their own clan and had their second cub, Kitani. Kitani was sweet and playful and loved hanging out with her older brother, Keeper, but he didn't really like her. After Kopa and Vitani had moved to the jungle, Kiara and Kovu had their third cub, Koda. 7 months later, after Koda's birth, Fuli and Kion had their second cub, Cody. He was the spitting image of his father, and he was born with the mark of the guard, and he had the Elder's roar. Cody and his sister Kili had their mother's speed. Kili was slightly faster because she was older, but Cody would soon catch up to her when he grew up.
Thank you for watching, everybody. If you would like to see me do a family tree on the hyenas, please comment down, ha, ha, ha. Now, you don't have to like to my video. You just have to tell your friends to watch it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.